So thank you. Thank you for being part of this gratitude field. I just want to open up today for any sharings or insights, or maybe you have one of the topics that we've been working on in the gratitude journey that's really resonated with you, or that you struggled with, or whatever. We're just here to share in the field of gratitude. I'll share that one of the most meaningful ones for me was a few days ago when um, well, there were a couple. One was like really feeling gratitude for our nourishment and the things we so commonly take for granted, like water and food, and our availability to access them. That was really meaningful for me. And then also the one on that had the quote from Albert Einstein about standing on all of the shoulders before us, all of the people, the ancestors that came before us, and then everyone that's coming after us. And that really it's a universal principle of interdependence, that we are a continuation of them and they remain alive through us. So just feeling into those was really supportive for me. And Peggy, hi.
Hi, I got to go back in one of the exam rooms. So this doesn't quite follow the instructions of what you wanted us to talk about, but I need to tell everybody that I had this surgery 2 weeks ago. They think they got all the cancer out. I'm sorry, I walked in here really fast. I'm really excited to tell you all this. They think they got all the cancer out. They went back and did a scan of the cancer in the hip bones, and they say it's either dead or it's dormant. So I cannot thank this community enough for supporting me through this. The doctors are flabbergasted. It's like, and one of the doctors, as he was going out of the room, he mumbled, "I really thought she'd be dead by now," because I went in to treatment in a stage 4 breast cancer, and I wouldn't let them tell me the stage or how many years I had to live and all that stuff. I just didn't believe them anyway. So. But I want to thank you and express my deepest gratitude for all of you who have supported me in this. Um, I'm just so very, very, very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And here comes the nurse. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Peggy. I want to cry again. Peggy had texted me that news last week, and I said at the time, like, it made my day, but now I just hearing all the other details and everything, it's just so, this is what we do, right? This is how we do it. We show up for ourselves, we give it to the field, and the field works miracles for our highest good, whatever that is. In this case, it's much more time with Peggy. Allah.
I don't know if I have anything really specific, but I've noticed a general softening around my attitude uh, about most things. And whether it's driving or interacting with people, um, I don't know, it feels different. And my acceptance level has changed a lot. I don't like everything, but I can accept it now. And I have two rocks. Uh, but anyway, I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you so much, Gary. that's that's part of it, right? Like softening around the edges. And I struggled a lot with acceptance when Teacher Way first introduced it. It's like there's so much I'm not going to accept about the way things are or whatever. And then I realized we can do what we can do about the things that we can change. And we can use wisdom in knowing the difference between what we can change and not change. And we can focus on what's good. And that part of softening is such an important part of it. Thank you. Elizabeth, did I see your hand up, or was that one of those automatic hands?
It was an automatic hand. Whenever I do a howla, it registers as raising my hand. But I did want to share that I am experiencing a huge dismantling of unhelpful aspects of my reference framework, and I'm really grateful for that. I just woke up this morning being so grateful for this practice, and you know, I'm realizing the lens through which I perceive the world is not as clear and as pure as, I would, as would be optimal for me. And so and little by little, these things are coming to me, and I'm able to see them as blockages. And then as soon as it seems like that's part of the dismantling, is just realizing that they exist. And then they seem to dissipate, with more and more practice. And right now I'm aware of some vestiges of them. But I realize they're dissolving. So I'm just really grateful for this practice. Thank you. Allah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. How powerful. How
I so appreciate your use of words, Elizabeth. That phrase, a gradual dismembering of my reference framework, just echoes in my whole being because I didn't have words for it. And some of my reference framework stuff was amazingly in my way, and I didn't have any idea it wasn't truth. But it was, once I started opening, and actually I'm also, I want to say, I'm incredibly grateful for the recorded meditations that we have. Because on the days when we haven't had them, I've been going back, and I went back to the one that you did, Stephanie, with Teacher Way with the time-space tunnel. And I had done that at least once before, and maybe twice. And this time, it was like just stunning. It was a sense of the possibility that maybe, in fact, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be instead of living in a horror movie that I accidentally got set down in the wrong time for. And it just is shifting something, just like you described. It's like as I go on and practice, it shifts more. It kind of, more things are possible. The actual possibility that I might find exactly what I want to do in terms of service beyond what I'm doing now. The recognition that what I am doing now is service, which people have been saying to me here, and I've been in other places. So, but it's just been kind of an internal energy shaking kind of gratitude of feeling that stuckness open up, like you were saying, Gary, of just feeling more softness and feeling like some of the rigid beliefs that I have had were rigid beliefs based in trauma, not rigid beliefs based in even who I am spiritually or what I believe about people in the world. So thank you for doing this, and to all the sharing and the people here. And I'm so happy about Peggy.
Thank you so much, Angie. Yeah, it's really powerful. Recognize the narratives that we create and that we can recreate them. And also the feeling that we are where we're meant to be. Sometimes I feel like I'm striving to get to the next level. Like I need to be better than I am now. I need to do something different, learn more. And part of that acceptance is like, you're where you need to be right now, just trusting in that. And it's so relaxing. I can feel like the relaxation when I say that to myself or think that. Thank you. And at the same time, I do honor our commitment to being our best selves and to gently healing and awakening and all that goes with it. Garrett.
Double dip here. I was talking to my therapist about the gratitude practice that we're in, and I told her that that I'd found a rock, and she asked me if it was a big rock, and I said no. I said it's a small rock because I carried around a 500-pound rock for 55 years. And I've been able to shed that. And talking about reference framework, I mean, it's just unbelievable. There's so much of that that's fallen away now. And, I can't express enough gratitude for that. I don't know if I articulated that pretty well or not, but and that's why I went out and picked two rocks. Uh, but anyway, based on what's been said, it is reference framework change, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh, wow. I'm grateful for that too. It's really powerful to take something that we've always believed and let it go and replace it with something better. I don't know that I really understood that that was possible a few years ago. Like I thought what I thought was. And if it didn't feel good, well, it didn't feel good. I never occurred to me to look at it a way that felt more supportive. Thank you. Swan.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. The minute you started sharing about softening, it was like, yeah, that's what's been happening for me. And I shared it with my Chi Buddy group yesterday when it was my time to share that there is this great softening happening around the body, the emotions, even the thoughts are gentler and kinder. And what I've noticed is that my level of suffering has decreased as a result of that. So this practice that we are in together, what I'm hearing is we're all going through a similar experience in our own way, but we're softening as a group, which is really, the chi field is so with us. And I'm so happy for Peggy that all of the cancer softened and let go and disappeared. I mean, that's an amazing energy, essence experience. And that we get to experience that with her, and the joy of that is, there's nothing like that. I mean, there are not many other places we can experience her joy, another person's joy in this way. So I'm just so grateful to be here doing this. I had no clue how powerful this was. I mean, I just knew I had to do it, but the power of it is really, it's becoming illuminated more and more as we go through this and share together. So thank you all for sharing so deeply and opening new places for me and everyone. Thanks, Steph.
Thank you, Swan. Thank you to all of you for holding this field together. Pam.
I just don't feel like talking a lot, but I want to say that I have so much gratitude that that this field is here and that I'm being guided into it. Um, like others, there's been a lot of softening. I have not spent so much time thinking and agonizing. I'm being more rather than doing. And it's just beautiful to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. And thank you for bringing in the being more rather than doing. I've been really trying to settle into that because I'm usually so active. And I've quieted too, like there's a balancing effect between your heart and your mind. The more time you're spending in gratitude and the connecting with that wisdom of the heart, that's really what the gratitude is doing, is letting the heart lead us, and it quiets down those constant patterns and circles and churning. It helps with decision making and relaxation, just so many different things.
I'll say something. Thank you, Stephanie and everyone. I wasn't going to say much today, but then, Gary, you started talking, and I really appreciated the rock. The metaphor of the rock is so prevalent in life and as strength, and yet that hardness, and but yet the water the softens the rock. And so I was just thinking about that, and how last year I was going through some stuff. Well, I'm always going through stuff, but changes, and there was this image of a boulder inside my gut. It was like I kept trying to wash it through the body and my body, and it finally left. It finally left, but it was just really, interesting, the whole when you talked about that. And I love the rock, the 500-pound rock, or whatever. I think you said that has now become, a stone or two stones, and that is just a beautiful. It's just really beautiful, and thank you for that. I sometimes I think I make my reference framework makes that boulder appear because it's what I know. Right? It's that kind of heaviness. It's my job, and it has been my job for so many years to be the caregiver that I am and hold the weight of not only myself and my stuff, but everyone else's in the world. And it's just really, I'm really grateful for your opening up today and sharing, and making, me want to share. So thank you, Gary, for that this morning. And I liked today's practice. I mean, it's one of those, for me, we had a nice snowstorm this weekend in Massachusetts. Really beautiful, and I could still feel the grounding. Like I always say, when I start getting really outside of myself and losing myself, as Teacher Wei says, I always come back to stay where your feet are, Irene. Stay where your feet are, and you'll be okay. And that's the grounding. That's the connection of earth. That's, the base, the foundation for me. So, but yeah, the beauty this morning when I walked outside with my dog, it's really cold, but it's crisp and it's bright and it's light. And in the middle of the night, I woke up to go to the bathroom, and I thought to myself, wow, did I leave the outside light on? And it was so bright. It was so bright out that I thought, wow. Like I felt like, it's daylight. It was that bright. And it was the the reflection of the moon, on the snow, and the brightness. And it was just so, it just felt really, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it just brought joy to my heart and joy to me and my being, of like being able to notice this stuff. Years ago I would have just went to the bathroom, and just turned around, but now it's like I go to the window, I look at the moon, I look what's up, and I try to be present with that. So anyway, this is lovely. I appreciate what we're doing here. And I appreciate all of you showing up for yourselves and for all of us. So thank you. Hala.
Oh, I haven't done today's practice yet, but it might be my favorite. I think most of my favorites are coming up, but feeling like the connection to the land has really changed my life. I didn't have a relationship with land, or even think to have a relationship with land, until a few years ago, when I started studying with elders from different traditions from the original peoples, and realized that that's like the basis. They have a relationship with their land. And realize that everything is animate. We would say everything is chi and alive and has its own essence. And that world and stepping into that world for these last few years has really changed my life in such profound ways. So I'm looking forward to today's exercises for just reminding the land that I'm grateful for it, and spending some time outside, even though it's really cold. I'm gonna bundle up again. Maggie and I went for a walk this morning and it was beautiful, but I didn't have the right clothes on. Even though I had a long coat and gloves, it still wasn't warm enough. Thank you. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, everyone. I've really been enjoying these shares this morning, and the sharing about softening and dismantling, dismembering reference frameworks, and all of the, I don't know, this ease and transformation. It reminds me of what's been standing out to me as receiving, and I hadn't really fully connected the gratitude practice with receiving, but I'm realizing in all of the softening and the heart opening, receiving is a huge part of the practice for me. Like receiving these beautiful emails and all of the shares, I didn't realize how linked receiving and gratitude are. So that's what's been standing out for me. And part of that is just it's the softening and opening so I can receive, because I realized with those heavy boulders or, the very tight reference framework, it's difficult to open enough to allow much to come in sometimes. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Steph.
Thank you. Hala to receiving. Would anyone else like to share? Otherwise, we can do a practice. Hi, Linda.
Hi. It's a funny thing. I always think, oh, I don't have anything to share today. I'm gonna just, be present and be with everyone. And I had this realization. I always say how grateful I am for what people are sharing. And I just had this urge now to speak this morning because I want to address how beneficial it is not only to receive everybody's sharings, but when we share, for me, I'm just having this realization, this is anchoring in everything that I've been receiving and that I've been sharing. So if I share what's happening for myself, it's not only a benefit to everybody that's present, it's sinking in for me too. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and speak. I'm not sure what I'm going to say, but that's kind of the feeling that came up for me. And I always say how grateful I am for everyone's sharing, because I gain something every time, a trigger, something that someone says. And then I just will add that I am experiencing this softening too. And a big thing for me is that something's come up that was a surprise. I have to go have a medical test that I was not expecting. And I noticed that I started to catastrophize. And this was like a week and a half ago or something. And over this time that we've been doing the gratitude practice, something shifted. My reference framework, I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't feel as fearful. And it's sort of like, well, I can't do anything about it until I don't know anything else now. So why worry about this now? So I feel like the levels of anxiety are lifting bit by bit. And I don't sit down and do these gratitude practices every day, but I read them. I'm being with them when I read them, and it's like, oh yes, I'm grateful. Yes, I'm grateful for this. So I am very grateful for this, and Steph, that you're taking the time to meet with us every week so we can kind of review how we're all doing. Yeah, I'm just so grateful for this community and for all your shares, and for every one of you organizers and teachers that have been taking the time and making the effort this month when we don't have a regular morning practices. Just thank you all so, so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
I'll go ahead, Rosa. I'll go after.
Thank you. So I had two things came up for me listening to all these beautiful sharings this morning. One is about the reference framework, and of course the other is about the gratitude, and then the rock thing like really got me, So what happens with me is if I try to deconstruct, however subconsciously, something inside myself that says, been with me for all my many years, like my reference framework, there's great internal resistance, and I have to spend way too much energy, even indirectly, like that this is being deconstructed. If I have gratitude for when I was living in a not as healthy way, and not in these practices, there were things in those reference framework that helped me, that protected me, that I felt did that. And they were there. And so, but now it's like, I can let it go. I mean, and I say that because I'm in the middle of letting go of a part of that without even trying to deconstruct it, but just unplugging from it because this other new world is being constructed, in the teachings and this new reference framework, if you will. And so I don't need to like get rid of the old one. It will go to a place of peace on its own. And I can look at it with some gratitude. But I have, over the past week or so, been falling into an old pattern, which is, I think, one of the last remnants of that old reference framework that's still plugged in and still controlling things. And it's like, I feel like if I consciously have to let go of that piece of it, it's like one of those rocks that like the granite of New England. It's like eternal, it's going to be there forever, and it's my rock of Gibraltar, right? And if I let go of it, I'll be alone in the emptiness. And so it's like a balancing, a yin and yang thing where it's part of my growth to leave that in peace and let go of it. I don't have to try to destroy a granite boulder, but neither do I have to drag it into and find a place for it in my new reference framework. But it is causing a lot of fear and old patterns within me and to surface. And so, listening, having this place to be with all of you, and, the way you share with such trust that this is such a safe place to be and to open our hearts and expose all our flaws and our boulders and our little pebbles and all of the rocks and everything else. So I'm very grateful for all that, but I'm also grateful for everything that brought me to this moment. And thank you for helping with this last thing, because I have been struggling with it a lot. So thank you so much. And habla.
Thank you. Thank you for the wisdom too. If you don't have to destroy the rock, you just have to leave it where it is. I feel like everything that we let go just goes and gets composted, because it is a kind of energy, right? There's an energy cycle, whether it's in our subconscious or unconscious or, our field. Then on the other side of resistance is flow.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I wasn't going to say anything today either. I woke up with a really bad dream and it just kind of took me down a rabbit hole. But just sitting here again, of course, with support has really helped. But with rock as the theme, there's a picture that you'll see when I do my little slideshow about Antarctica, because most of it's ice and snow covered, but where the penguins are is not. They have to be on bare rock because snow or ice could kill the babies anyway, there's this beautiful picture where there's everything. There's the ocean, there's mountains, there's a penguin, there's me, there's our ship that's brought us there. And it's just this wonderful image of this bare rock in front of me. And it's Vivi there's something that you said in one of the meditations for the straight leg sitting, and it was connecting with the bones of the earth. And, that has so vibrated with me. And so I haven't actually read today's yet, but that, connection with earth, and that has just been something that so deeply resonated with me. So thank you, everyone. And I'm glad I came. I was so grumpy, I wasn't even going to. And I was just sitting here being, well, yeah, everybody's having a good day. So thank you. You've helped bring me back up again. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Robin. I'm so glad to have you here. And I'm so glad when we show up when we're not in a good mood, because I think that's when we need to be together and have gratitude the most.
Thank you.
You guys want to do a little movement? Okay. Just take whatever posture feels comfortable, sitting, standing, or lying down. Straighten your spine. Tuck in your chin ever so slightly. And feel the lower half of your body reaching down into the earth, through the building you're in, and the soil, and the vegetation, whatever state it's in. It's going deeper and deeper through all the levels of the earth. Feel yourself grounded and anchored there. Just take a couple breaths and receive the resonance of the earth into your body, into the energy field around you. The Schumann resonance. This grounding presence. Feel the gravity that holds us here. And supports energy into forming into matter. And all the beautiful life forms that spring up on this planet around us. And feel your head, your neck slowly stretching, lengthening, reaching up past the moon and the sun, into the stars, into the center of the Milky Way, or the purest, finest chi, the subtle energy that forms all life, streams from. Connect to the energy in front of you and behind you. To the left and to the right. Feel your mind clear and expand out in all directions simultaneously, merging with the infinite Wan Yan Chi, the energy of creation, softening your body, allowing it to be the chi that it is, forgetting about your form for the moment, and just being in the here and now. And feel pure awakened consciousness in its home, in the center of your brain, Shenji Palace. And from there, extending out through all the spaces in your head, the bones, the muscles, the tissues, the fascia, our wonderful eyes and ears, our nose and our smell, our mouth and our taste, even moving throughout your teeth and your jaw as it softens and merges this universal energy and the best information. Moving down through your neck now, releasing any tightness there, dissolving any blockages. This neck is our bridge between our head and our body. Moving through your throat, and down your shoulders. Relieving you of any burdens you've been carrying. So in this moment, merging, releasing and receiving a beautiful energy. Feel that every time you release on your exhale and you receive on your inhale, the love and the joy, the peace and the gratitude and acceptance that flows in and moves down your arms, into your hands, and moves into your lungs. Your whole respiratory system delights in this upgrade. It moves into your heart. And your heart has more capacity to receive it because gratitude has softened your heart and your resistance. And your heart begins pumping it, this beautiful, pure awakened consciousness throughout your blood and your circulatory system. And feel it move into your immune system, your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, into your pancreas and your stomach, into your intestines, your large and small colon, your whole digestive system, digesting old ways of seeing and being and thinking and doing that aren't serving who you are and who you are becoming naturally. Merging, purifying, transforming. Feel it move through your reproductive system, through your kidneys and your adrenals, through your bladder, into your skeleton and your bone marrow, receiving this pure essence, divine light, love, wisdom, the best information. The subtlest, finest energy that can move, penetrating the cells, moving into all the spaces. Every cell receives and is nourished and sings in gratitude. It moves through our skeleton, through our central nervous system, our lymphatic system, our endocrine system, all systems known and unknown. are harmonized, flowing freely, that moves down our hips and legs, down through our knees and our ankles and our feet, and all the bones there that support us. We're completely harmonized between heaven and earth, receiving the heartbeat resonance of the earth, the purest, finest chi and the best information. And in this state, we truly are one. We are love. We are peace. We are happiness. We are gratitude. We drop our intentions for ourselves, those we care about, for situations around the world, into this field of gratitude, into this field of pure awakened consciousness. And we know that all of our intentions or something better will be answered and are already flowing to us. Trusting in this field, we reach out in front of us. Imagine yourself having many, many arms in all directions, reaching out, scooping up the chi from across the horizon into a chi ball and lifting it up to the center of the Milky Way, giving yourself a nice stretch. Feel yourself as a transparent body, an energy body, your chi body and the chi field all around you, like a portal of liquid love light. Grounded in the earth, receiving it and sending it into the earth as it moves through your body and your chi field. Take a deep breath. Feel it come into your body, awakening, healing, supporting. And gently pour chi down from the center of the galaxy. Harmonizing, purifying, printing a new body like a 3D printer. When your hands are at your hips, you can guide chi down through your legs, bending over one vertebrae at a time. Scooping up a big ball of chi from the center of the earth. Breathing into lower Dantian, Mingmen Palace, and lifting the chi ball vertebrae by vertebrae. Pouring this earth energy through your body and your chi field, synchronizing with the heartbeat of Mother Earth, going up to the center of the galaxy. Receiving, feeling the gratitude, feeling the blessings, pouring them down. Harmonizing, purifying, transforming. When your hands are at your waist, we'll stack our hands on top of each other on Du Chi. And take a few breaths, integrating. Setting the intention. We can stay in the field of gratitude. Stay connected to the pure awakened field of consciousness. And giving gratitude to Dr. Pan and all the lineages that he pulled from, the sages of the ages who guided him and guide us. For all the teachers, Teacher Wei, all the teachers we've had through our lives, the ancestors who came before us, for all the healing and wisdom traditions based on love and light. And to ourselves for taking a gratitude journey and exploring together. Hala. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to be celebrating all your shares today and Peggy's great news and where the rest of this journey takes us. So good to be together.